Alright, welcome to the Words of Word podcast. It's Lunari, RK, and I know your name has surname in it, and I don't want to say your normal name. I'm good at this, I promise.
Yeah, you keep trying.
So have we all had a good weekend?
It's been so-so.
It's been okay.
It's one of those last weekends of summer where you really can't do much, and you just kind of wait until the inevitable end of summer, and then nothing happens.
Well, it's start of summer for me.
I still don't understand how that works.
Well, what's not to understand?
England has a different school scheduling system than the United States.
Yeah, but off
Or
by
maybe-
2 months, it just kind of...
Yeah, well, we get tons of 1 and 2 week holidays all throughout the year,
Okay, gotcha.
so I guess it all adds up. Hmm.
I don't think I missed summer much, or summer holidays.
I like the summer for the concept of summer, but actual, dealing with summer when it's, boring and there's nothing to do is the worst.
My next vacation will be in September, which will be a little bit later than my usual one.
Got any plans? Or just gonna...
Oh, I don't know. The year's been kind of stressful for me. I might just push a bit.
Okay. That's understandable.
Mm.
So, subject matter for today. Sorry for any door noises. People walk through my room.
Hello, people in Lunari's room.
Well, they're gone now. And I'm on headphones. I'm completely isolated from the... There could be somebody literally sitting right in front of me and I wouldn't know.
Do you have your VR headset on?
Yeah, it's add a little spice to the stream. It's what I'm using to actually display all of our browsings online today. If I open FimFiction on here, I've got it. And it's this really nice, this background. I have this great view of a sunset, and it's stereoscopic, so it looks all 3D and stuff. It's really, what I found is it's really nice for writing. Because one of the things is with me, I get very distracted very easily, and many times I will, I'll start writing and then be like, oh, well, I can open up Reddit, and it'll be fine, and then I stop writing. So, even though I can still do that, it's kind of like I have this coherent world around me that's completely void of anything, and if I just open up, Word, let's see here, see if I open up Word, then I just have this screen kind of floating in front of this nice background, and it really helps me concentrate, so I like it quite a bit.
I like doing a lot of my writing offline. That's why I still have Word or OpenOffice instead of doing it on Google Docs.
Yeah. I moved to Word because I've got a OneDrive subscription, and I didn't want to continue using Google Docs. I can't really remember the reason why, but,
Yeah.
I need to not hit my mic with my headset. So, I don't think we had a subject for today.
No, we didn't.
There was a new episode that I haven't seen yet.
Ooh, yes, the new episode. Michael, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it last night.
Was it good?
I liked it, personally. But
I've read it. Oh, go ahead,
was-
sorry.
It was okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but
Yeah, it's not
it was a good episode.
it's not my all-time. It's not like in my top 3 of all time, but it might be in my top 10. I really liked the way they addressed. I don't want to be spoilery.
Go ahead. I've already read about a dozen reviews of it.
Oh, okay. All right. Spoilers follow anybody watching this. Oops. Sorry, Mike. Basically, I really like the vibe they put off, especially with the relationship between two fans who usually can't get along. They did a really good job with fandom portrayal in that episode, I think. And I think it served them well. I hear groaning.
That wasn't from me. Michael,
Yeah.
were you groaning?
I don't know. Was I?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, the fandom portrayal was quite nice, and I think it was coherent enough to allow both demographics to be able to watch the show and be like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. There has, since the episode, been so much crap between... I don't even know the dude's name in Rainbow Dash. But, oh
Quibble?
my gosh, they've been shipped so much.
Quibble pants?
Yeah, that's what it is. Cool. I think it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot... Like, the fandom works fast, but holy crap, guys, you set a new standard. Although, in their defense, they did a really, really good job of setting those two up as a romantic pairing that could work, in theory. So, there was a lot to use. There was a lot to go off of.
I'll probably be able to see this episode either tonight or tomorrow. I have all of tomorrow off, which will be spent almost entirely on all of my projects that I started this week. Yes, I am real life. What a bummer.
Yeah. Ugh. I hate being an adult. I want to be a kid. I wish there was like times designated when you were totally allowed to just screw around all you wanted. Not a care in the world. But no, that's not going to happen.
I'll admit this episode, it sounds good, but I'm not entirely sure how to describe my feelings towards it, because there's a kind of a parallel between two previous episodes. Let me try and explain this, because this is going to sound really stupid. Okay. The first Nightmare Night episode, Luna Eclipsed. Although there were parts of it I liked, on the whole, I didn't like it. The next Nightmare Night episode, the one where Fluttershy tries Nightmare Night, I really, really, really loved that episode so much. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that episode myself.
We must now duel with the lightsabers.
Alright, I will just go downstairs and pick mine up.
And then
Okay.
Teleport over there.
Does a spoon count as a lightsaber?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, yeah. Yeah. The first Nightmare Night episode I didn't like. But the second one with Fluttershy, where she realized, okay, this isn't so bad, but it's still not my thing, and all her friends agreed, okay, that's fair enough. I love that episode so much because I'm not a fan of Halloween.
So
And
it was relatable.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I believe it was in season 4, the episode Daring Don't, where we learned that Daring Do is real.
Yeah.
I didn't like that episode at all.
I can't remember what went down in that episode, and I'm wondering if I just forgot it because it wasn't that good at all.
Rainbow Dash is eagerly awaiting the release of the new Daring Do novel, but it's delayed. So she and the main six track down A.K. Yearling, the author. They go to her house, which is like in the jungle or whatever. A.K. tosses them out, but then all of a sudden thugs attack AK, and they realize, holy crap, Daring Do's real and all her adventures are real. And for various reasons, both in and out of universe, I really did not like that episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I felt they tried to do way too much. Like it was basically almost 2 episodes in one.
Yeah, I feel like reveals like that when you're like from a personal standpoint, if I was premeditating something like that with one of my stories, like if I was going to do a dramatic reveal, which actually I have done recently, and I guess I could parallel this with my current story rather vaguely in a way, because I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't read that far. But effectively, there was a situation that I've been premeditating for at least 6 months. And building up to that scene was very carefully thought out in actions and stuff like that. If they had done in episodes prior, had allusions to something like Daring Do actually existing, it wouldn't have come across as, well, oh, we've got this cool idea, let's just kind of shoehorn it in there, instead have a little more coherence. Now that's not to say that they didn't plan ahead. They very well may have. But I do remember now that feeling of like, is this really a thing? Because you look at it, and I mean, I guess at the very end of the day, if I'm going to be writing a story, I'm going to make sure that everything lines up well before things actually happen, and things are going in an obvious direction, even if the direction is supposed to be kind of convoluted. Like, have some illusion beforehand. I didn't see anything like that.
Have some guideposts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first half of the episode was basically a note-for-note setup for the creators of the product that you like are people too. Give them some space, give them some room. Then all of a sudden, boom, Daring Do is real, and we get the whole adventure thing, and it's like the sum is less than the total.
Yeah.
They try to do way too much, and they failed at it.
I wouldn't say they completely failed at it, but yeah, I think there definitely could have been an alternative that would have worked out better.
I also just don't like the idea of Daring Do being real, period, to be honest. There's a huge discussion on RPG.net, on the other media boards where we discuss it, My Little Pony, a lot. And one of the things was that making Daring Do real, it makes the world smaller, because all of a sudden, fiction isn't fiction. It's just what they're writing. It's just, it's just another adventure.
Yeah.
And it also flattens Rainbow Dash's characterization, because all of a sudden she's got another person to fangirl over, which she's been doing since literally the very second she debuted.
Yeah, I can see that, because the thing about the Daring Do series, I was thinking about this yesterday, is they did a really good job. The one thing that I noticed in the episode was, there's that classic, the books after X book just don't exist. And there are people out there from pretty much every fandom. I mean, for MLP, there's people that's like, after Twilight gets her wings, it's not actually MLP anymore, stuff like that.
I'm like that with Star Wars.
But
I will.
Yeah. I think I remember you talking about that. Isn't that the first 3? I think vehemently against.
The prequels are not. I kind of laugh at them a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think they're good, but no, it's the book series.
Oh yeah.
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 Like parts of the book series I love. Other parts, I want to burn them all while laughing maniacally.
But yeah, they did a really good job of illustrating that with Quibblepants' argument with Rainbow Dash early in the episode. They're like, and then it goes on to show that the authors have put in a decent amount of information into the stories itself, where there's actually an arc where Daring Do changes from I think it's I can't remember which one was first.
Puzzle solver.
But basically, from a puzzle solver to a more brute force, which is what Dash likes and Quibble likes, the puzzle solving. It's an interesting dynamic switch, which you would see in a series of that scale, and it's interesting that they would sneak that in there just in simple dialogue for something to argue about. So it does add a lot more depth to the actual Daring Do stories, and I was actually thinking, it's like, I wonder what the stories are. Like, are they actually trying to push them or something like that? And it came to my realization that, they have a lot of theories themselves about all the things they make. They don't just do surface level stuff. It's obvious they put care into their work.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing them kind of shoehorn some of the Daring Do episodes in, it's kind of irritating. And going along with what you were saying with the world feeling smaller, it definitely feels smaller with the two of them kind of, or with words. I just lost all of them. Basically, what I'm trying to say is they kind of went back on themselves, and Daring Do is real because it's a fun arc to play with because you can, but just because you can, should you? I guess the question I'm kind of dwelling on now is that actually something we should have looked at?
It's like in Jurassic Park, You wanted to spend all the time questioning whether or not you could. You don't think whether or not you should.
Yep.
I
great movie, by the way.
Oh yes, I absolutely love that movie. Let's go faster. Let's go. Oh wait, no wait, that was Independence Day. No wait, crap. I don't know if he was saying that during the climax of Independence Day, and also when they were being chased by the T-Rex. Huh. Now I'm wondering how many other times Jeff Goldblum has been chased by something and has been saying, "Must go faster."
So, Michael, what was your take on the episode?
He's gone.
What? I was wondering why I was so quiet. I was trying to get him to engage in the conversation. I can't look at my Skype screen. Ugh. But okay, so yeah, I liked the episode. I don't think it was the best, but definitely wasn't the worst. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I felt like the push to ship the two characters may have been a little overstated. Just because at this point, whoever any of these characters get shipped with, case in point, Flash Sentry, you're gonna see riots.
Oh god, yes.
So having a character like Quibble kind of come out of nowhere and express not necessarily interest, but a shared passion definitely can push the insane minds of the fanfiction writers to great lengths. I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very tempted to immediately write a ship story between the two of them, but that goes against my own ethical code of don't ship the main six right now. So
I didn't know you had that code.
I kind of do. Okay. Here's a really sad personal thing. I'm so bad at romance that I drive myself away from it because I know I can't handle it.
Oh yeah.
So
well, that's fine.
And I mean, sure, I could experiment with stories and whatnot, but I prefer, like, the way I write personally is much more moral centric rather than anything else, and that should be fairly evident in the way I write, especially memoirs.
Yeah. When it comes to shipping, there's the only thing that I'm kind of iffy on is shipping Twilight with the rest of the main six. It feels like it throws the group dynamic off balance.
Yeah,
to me.
I can see that.
Which is weird because I love Rarejack. I like Flutterdash. I like, well, like I said, just about any other type of ship. Female, female, male, male, female, male, whatever. Just, as long as it's well written, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. But
Yeah.
main 6 with Twilight just is like, I don't know, it just feels off to me. It's like, I don't know. One main 6 ship that absolutely baffles me is Twidash. I don't get it. I've never gotten it.
I can see the. I can definitely see the appeal of Twidash. The aggressive nature of Rainbow Dash kind of acting as a stabilizer and a way for Twilight to kind of explore a different world, while Rainbow Dash would probably, at least from my understanding, a lot of people who live a really, excessive, over-the-top lifestyle end up looking for something to root themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what Twilight could provide to Rainbow Dash. So I do see the dynamic possibility there.
I just think of the massive number of times Rainbow Dash has insulted Twilight Sparkle, calling her egghead. I don't know. It's just my thing. I don't know. Like, if other people like it, that's cool. It's just like, just makes me tilt my head a bit. It's like, this isn't opposites attract. This is opposites repel.
Yeah, and I definitely see that. I definitely can see that argument holding water.
Besides, Flutter Dash OTP. I mean, heck, I remember in the Cancelar Wedding Part 2 during the fight against the Changelings, Fluttershy is being menaced by a bunch of Rainbow Dash clones. Then one of them turns out to be the actual Rainbow Dash. She beats the crap out of the Changelings. Then she picks up Fluttershy. Their heads come together, and there's a kissing sound.
I don't remember that at
Oh.
all.
Okay. I swear it happened.
I would have been I would have freaked out if I had noticed that immediately.
Well, it's kind of a kiss squeak sound, but it happens like exactly when their heads meet, and it's not just like their foreheads; it's also their lips.
All right, I'm going to do some research.
Okay.
Have fun
It's
with that.
Cancelot Wedding Part 2.
Oh, I'm so tired.
I'm sorry, Michael.
I know that feel. Big screen.
Same here.
All right.
I've gotten some writing done myself.
Nice.
Yeah, it's for a collaboration called Multiversal Harmony. It's basically like 6 fan verses. Each one gets an element of harmony, taken to a 7th Equestria by that Equestria's Discord to like try and save the princesses from the plunder vines, because in that Equestria, Lunar never went Nightmare Moon. So nobody, like, there's no student, there's no Twilight Sparkle or Sunset Shimmer, there's no student of friendship. So Discord eventually got bored with the chaos and just and recruited an element of laughter, loyalty, honesty, magic, generosity, and kindness from a different fan verse on FimFiction to like solve the problem and to find an element of harmony in their Equestria to stop the plunder vines.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I found the episodes. Let's see how triggered I get.
How's that?
Well, if I can figure out how to get my audio to work. I've been dealing with so many audio issues recently that. There we go. Oh, my music's been playing this whole time, and I didn't even know. What a shame.
This definitely shows that changelings don't have a hive mind if they're this easily fooled.
Alright, here we go.
I mean, It's actually kind of funny.
Hold I heard it. I heard it. Holy crap. I heard it. I legit. Hold on. Listen closely. Yep. It is. It sounds like a whistle of wind. Like when there's a scene transition or something like that, but I definitely heard that. Oh man, that's faint and mean. I don't like it.
Yep. There we go. Oh yeah.
So, as it stands, that's interesting. I've never really looked at shipping as something I could, effectively write. I've tried it. I tried it just recently because somebody dared me to do it, and I usually take dares.
Immediately thinks of Dare.
Shut up. I've already got one to do a MLP and a Rocket League story, and I actually have a decent idea for it.
I don't know what Rocket League is.
Rocket League car ball, basically. It's get cars in soccer or football for you Brits, and then
No, there's no question. It's just football.
okay, but so what's
The other one is called Hand Egg.
hand egg? Okay, so in football, basically, you get remote instead of just running around and kicking a ball. You get remote control cars and strap rockets to them. And the game has become so popular that it is it's now professional esport. It's absolute. I play it too much.
Oh, it's a video game.
Oh yes.
Okay. You never know in real life, okay?
If Rocket League was real, I would quit my job. I would quit school and just go do that. So, but it's not. It's just a video game. So it's all fake. But basically, somebody online, Demon Rolo on Reddit, actually dared me to write a Rocket League story, and I have an idea where it's Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo are actually playing the game, and then stick a moral, shove it somewhere. But I figure it is, if you actually watch gameplay and stuff, it is really, really aggressive. If there's any game that Dash would play, it would be Rocket League, I guarantee it, because just how aggressive the game is. But it is way too much fun, first of all. And second of all, it's just short 5-minute games. So you can pick it up and play, one game, or you can pick it up and play 24, which I've done both. So I usually end up playing 24 though. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I've been dared to write that story, so I'm actually gonna probably end up doing that today. But,
If you need someone to edit it, I'll take a look at it.
all right, I might take you up on that.
I might not be able to get to it tonight, mind you.
Right. Yeah. See.
Because...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, after this podcast, I'll be back in my room doing my projects.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The last thing that I wrote that was I think it's the only romance. No, it's one of the two. I wrote another one between what is the pink alicorn of love, Shining Armor and Cadence. There we go. I wrote one between them, and then I wrote a EQG Sunset Shimmer and Twilight because somebody was like, go out and do the I forget who dared me to do it. Aha! Imperator Tempest 42. And he dared me to do it on Reddit, which I'm on Reddit too much too. But it's good to get out, kind of try things that you're not used to, so you can actually get a feel for what they are. And that's what this story was. But I mean, it did well. I mean, 45 upvotes and no downvotes and 16 comments and 500 some odd views. So I mean, it did well, but a lot of people just kind of, I don't know, kind of passed it by. I'm not a shipping writer. I don't ever really attest to be that. So doing something like this is mainly just practice for myself. But it did teach me that going out of my comfort zone is definitely something that's worthwhile. Because I did learn a lot by writing something like this, so far out of what I normally do.
I've like written like characters being in love, but I've never really written a quote unquote shipping fic at all. I think I'd definitely have to try it. I just wouldn't know who to ship.
I don't ship, really.
Well, if you do, I would recommend UPS.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get better results with UPS than FedEx. That's my personal. Although FedEx does ship on Saturdays, which was very convenient for getting my HTC Vive, which is what I'm using now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I mean, in my stories, I've written characters being in relationships, but it's never been the central focus of a story.
And I think, personally, that's where things should lie. Relationships should complement the two characters, not define them. And that's, that's something that I, live by in my own non-existent love life. Where the relationship's supposed to be about two people coming together because they're awesome for each other and they can both do better with each other's help, rather than, oh, let's all be, let's be together and now we're a thing. That's always rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. Like, I've got Cadence and Shining Armor engaged in one of my stories, but it's not what they're totally about. It's not all that they're doing.
Yeah.
Shining's still doing Royal Guard stuff with the military. Cadence is still being princess and protecting Canterlot from an Ursa Major.
I'm really tired, guys. I might have to go.
All right, that's fine.
Well, we love you, Michael.
Love you too, man. I hope you feel better, or hope you get some rest.
Well, goodbye. Then,
Goodbye.
I guess.
So, I mean, there's nobody here today. The one time I can get back on, I kind of feel bad.
Well, maybe, sometime later later this week, if you're available and others are available, we can do this again.
That's a possibility.
I mean, just because we do it on Sundays doesn't mean we have to do it only on Sundays.
No, we must always do Sunday.
Always do Sunday?
Yes.
No, we must not always do Sunday. We must do Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday.
But never Thursdays.
No, never Thursdays. Never Thursdays.
Screw Thursdays. We can't do that.
No.
Ooh, I wonder what this looks like in VR. It looks beautiful. Okay.
I'm watching the podcast right now, and it's pretty cool.
This is nice. Because right now, I'll turn my head so you'll see it in a couple seconds, but I can look back behind me, and I see this giant planet just kind of sitting there. I gotta say, if there's anything that's completely changed my mind about what video games can be, it's VR. I was not convinced at all that VR was gonna be anything special. I thought it was just gonna be stupid, like a gimmick, like the Wii. Like the Wii was cool and it got popular, but it just felt like a straight up gimmick.
It can't just be a gimmick. It's got to have substance to it, and it looks like VR has got substance to it by what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, and I mean this is just a desktop emulator. Oh wow, there's actually there's a hurricane right above the Philippines. I just found out about now.
Holy crap! Wow, that's a pretty powerful system.
Yeah, it seems to be. Let me check the pressures.
I know some people in the Philippines. Holy crap! I hope they're all right.
Yeah. One of our challengers, Arya, I believe, lives in the Philippines.
Yep.
So what we have here? Oh, that's degrees north and speeds. Okay, hold on. The winds aren't terrible. They're like 80 kilometers an hour, so gale force, but it's nothing too bad. I know there is something though. I'm not sure if it's Pacific, though. There's something brewing in the Pacific. Actually, fun fact: this area right here is where Colima saw, this little depression right here is where that hurricane that hit Colima
Yeah.
Came in the most powerful, I think, hurricane ever to make landfall in North America, and it killed like no one because they were so freaking prepared. But yeah, I guess that is the hurricane that's happening. Is right here. But yeah, VR itself has completely I honestly think we're just waiting for the one thing, because right now it's kind of feels like a solution to a problem, but we don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
Kind of like graphics cards opened up the market for things like video games, like 3D rendered video games. And until they figured that out, it was, okay, well, what do you do? Now the question is, okay, you've got this helmet strapped to your head. What do you do with it? And I mean, I've got all manner of games and stuff for this, but none of them have really clicked, aside from Universe Sandbox, but that's because I'm a nerd. But just in general, I honestly think VR is going to change things. It's changed the way I write. I can write as coherently, if not more so, because I'm not distracted by anything. I can go in here in my virtual desktop and turn off my everything. So literally all that I have is a black screen and a mouse, and I have my options down here, and that's it. And I can sit here and nobble for hours like this. Although the headset does kind of get a little uncomfortable after extended use, but I think it's going to change stuff. I think it's really going to be the future.
You got to watch your back. I mean, as someone who was born with scoliosis, you've got to make sure to take care of your spine.
Yeah, definitely.
So you watch those warning labels when you, whenever you VR for long hours there, Lunari, else I'll be a little miffed with you.
Okay.
I won't be able to do anything about it, but I'll be miffed with you.
Got it. All right, well, I think that pretty much wraps up everything for today.
Okay.
So there isn't much else to go over. I guess next week we'll have more people, more coherent thought.
Or maybe later this week, or
Maybe
next
later
week.
This week. So
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of man?
True. Very true. All right. So
Who
I'm gonna
knows?
pop open my screen and call this one a day. Thanks for dropping by, guys, and we'll see you next
Thank you. Yep. Bye, everyone.